Alrighty guys, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Smash them guys, smash them. How are we doing? Hope you're all in a bit better state than I am today. Good morning. Good afternoon. And as always, very good evening guys. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind 24 hours for myself. I'm absolutely stuffed, to be honest. I've had no sleep whatsoever. Not 1 wink of sleep, not 1 second. I'll get into that a little bit later on, but not sure how long I'll stay on for today. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to make it, to be honest. I was really struggling, but nonetheless, saw there was a few of you waiting, so I didn't want to let you guys down, and I am a man of my word. So I did have the stream ready yesterday, pretty much after I finished last stream, so I thought I'm not gonna back out. So got you guys covered for a bit anyway. See how we go. As always, we'll have a look at GJ, also take a look at gold and any request, and see if we can come up with something. But there is no rush guys, we'll see what we can figure out anyway. But obviously GJ's just taking a bit of a dump, not sure what that's about. I don't think there's any scheduled news, so it's maybe some flash news, breaking news out of the Bank of Japan. I think actually there was a monetary policy statement from the Bank of Japan, and the rate was left unchanged. So interesting. So it must be something coming out the press conference, which is pretty much underway probably as we speak. I'm assuming it's something from the rhetoric from the Bank of Japan. So bit of strength by the looks of it, 2DM right now, just at the moment. But anyway, dump, absolutely dumping right now. Not much we can do about it. I'm not not trying to catch a falling knife. So to look for the buy, nor am I going to try to find force my way into what appears to be a massive bearish candle. So big impulse from the upside to the downside at the moment. But anyway guys, did send in the analysis even after zero sleep for the end of the day slash into pre-Asian session. I'm not sure if anyone managed to get involved in any trades. I was not in the charts personally, so but anyway guys, enough of that. Let's get into it. Let's have a look at GJ to begin with. And what we are seeing is the weekly candle is, as always, the start of the weekly. Current candle is forming a very strong bullish candle. We are engulfing the previous candle. We do have a higher low, higher high to that previous candle. But just based off that, what I'm likely going to be looking at is potential levels within this candle that price could pull back to on the minor time frames, starting at the 4 hour, but more so the 30-minute as the minor time frame, where we could potentially yet again form a support, bounce off, and head back up towards the current weekly candle's high. And if you have the volume and the momentum, potentially create a higher high. So strong bullish on the weekly. Daily structure wise still is bullish. Now previous daily did close back bearish below this resistance. However, look what we've done so far within the current daily candle. We are forming quite a strong bullish candle. We have a high low, higher high to that previous bearish candle. Based off that, counter probabilities are now to the upside in line with the structure. So once again, at this rate, I'd only be interested in buying it today, based off the rule that I've come up with recently about trading with the direction of the weekly candle on a Friday. I'm not going to go against that. We are forming a really strong bullish candle. More so, I mean, other than that, we've got the daily as well, counter probabilities to the upside. So definitely going to be keen on buys at the moment if I was to look for anything today. So 4 hour structure is also bearish, bullish. It's flipped back bullish. Flipped back bullish earlier today, but it looks like it closed above the high. So once again, everything is screaming buys at the moment. I'm just going to mark in, obviously we've got resistance at this point here, but it's not yet confirmed on the 4 hour. I will mark it in gray though. Usually I reserve the gray zones for my high time frame resistance and support. Not yet confirmed that resistance, however we do have that resistance to the left. So anyway, enough of that. On to the M30 time frame. So I'm just going to adjust this now to the lowest point of any bullish candle at that support, and this zone can pretty much remain as is. All right, so the 30-minute structure is bullish, so it's bullish across the board, guys. Again, yes, this thing might be oversold, overbought, not oversold. Jeez, you can tell I'm really struggling with guys. It is over. Yes, you're probably looking at think it's overbought. It's due a pullback, but there is nothing yet to suggest to me to trust any reason for us to make a significant pullback. So at the moment, my simple plan would be looking for continuation, looking for buys either from support or upon a continuation above the current daily candle high into price discovery yet again. At that point there, I'd be targeting a psychological round number, so that 201.8, 201.75 to 201.8 would be a target from above the current daily candle high. Aside from that, I'd just be simply waiting for price now to put back down to support. The most recent support formed at the current daily candles low. You can see we've tapped in this long wick down to the downside off the back of the news, the Bank of Japan, just below support formed earlier during the day. So I would say now, as long as we respect that level there, my idea would be to look for potential buys moving forward to take it back up towards the current daily / weekly candles high. So very simple analysis, guys, moving forward today. That's how I roll on a Friday. I don't want to try to buck the trend. I rather just wait patiently for my potential options in line with the direction and the strength of the current weekly candle, which is overwhelmingly at the moment bullish. So that would be my plan, guys, on GJ. Now gold, so the analysis from end of day pre-Asia still hasn't really quite played out. There's not much going on, to be honest. I mean, it's now pushing up to a level that I predetermined I'd like to see rejection from. So I mean, based off that, looks like we could be on the cards to look for some potential sells at the moment. So anyway, let's do the top down analysis, guys. If you could, please smash that like button, help a brother out. So looking at the weekly, and we are forming a weak bullish candle, I'd say at this stage. So high low to the previous, it's an inside bar candle. When I go down to the daily in a 4-hour and M30 and see what else we can gather from that, but we are respecting this support over here to the left, so potentially I think there's a good chance at this stage we could close back bullish, but obviously we have to wait with some news to come. I'm assuming no news today, but by the looks of it, no, there's some consumer sentiment, so could shake things a little bit. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm just focused on London session, not interested in what's going to happen into NY. So I'm not too bothered about the news at the moment. All right, so what we got, the daily structure does remain bullish. We have bounced off support, but rejected yesterday to create a slower high at a previous level of support. We rejected this level to the left. Current candle, not a great deal of volume. Respecting the high, respecting the low of the previous candle. But once again, we have just recently formed a lower high. We begin to pop back down to the support. So the more we test it out, and on the approach, the more we create those sort of series of lower highs, lower lows within the structure, then in my opinion, the more likely eventually it's going to just break and continue to the downside. So again, that's just what I'm thinking, but I don't trade what I think, I trade what I see. So I react to what I see, but that's just longer term picture. However, once again, I'm only interested in the short term, so not too bothered by that at the moment. So we are technically bullish on the daily. The candle probabilities to the downside based off the previous candle, not much going on with the current daily candle. 4-hour, just marking the lowest point for the time being. And we shall adjust it though once we go down to the 30-minute time frame. Got that resistance, most recent resistance. And we can draw in current daily candles low. Then I'll... Sorry guys. When I open that bullish candle to the lowest point, that bearish candle for the time being, we'll see if it's a wick, a bullish candle wick on the M30. But anyway, structure wise, bearish. 4-hour is bearish anywhere within these highs and these lows, as long as we don't pull back down to create lower low. The last significant lower high in this case is the most recent swing, the origin of the swing to the downside, the origin of the impulse to the downside, and that is these highs here, up around that 2388 sort of region. So we are technically bearish. Form support at previous support here to the left. See what we've got the M30, what structure telling us on the M30, and we can just adjust these zones as well. So now you can see how I'm now just drawing, I'm just adjusting the zone to the lowest point of any bullish candle. don't have to worry about the upside too much. I think that's still relevant. To the downside, probably just do this now, just a little bit more. Might give a little bit of margin below that previous daily candle's low, but it looks of it. All right, so the 30-minute structure is bearish, guys. So therefore, I'm drawing a resistance here. So what we've got on gold today is we've got the weekly bullish, we've got the daily bullish, we've got the 4-hour is structurally bearish, we've got the 30-minute bearish. So we've technically got a neutral bias. All right, so this is where I go to the other time frames to try to gather confidence as to what direction I want to be trading in moving forward today. Seeing the weekly is trending bullish. It's a weak bullish candle. Doesn't really give me a great deal of confidence that we're just going to continue to the upside. So getting off the daily as well, previous daily suggests that we have potential to come down, especially if we begin to break the low of the previous candle. Lower highs, lower lows. Was a strong bearish candle, bearish engulfing candle. So based off that, that would suggest it's obviously opposite to the weekly candle. This suggests some potential downward continuation. So again, a little bit conflicting across the time frames. So this is where I can really go down to the more sort of 30-minute and just see what levels we are approaching. And obviously we're approaching resistance. So if that, seeing that is the case, I'm going to look to buy it into resistance, am I? I'd rather just wait for price to pop up towards that 2,314 flat, 2,315 sort of level, and look for potential sell options if price did pull back to retest this level of liquidity. Looking at it to the left, it's obviously a high level of liquidity. All this consolidation is a build up of liquidity in the market. So if we do once again pull up to that level only to reject, I would look to take potential sells back down towards the support back at 2,300 flat roughly. So sells below would be, for me, sells below resistance. Like to see price tap into it just now. And drawing support just here. So the micro trend is bullish. So the other thing you could do, guys, is just trade this rate. I'm just going to remove some of these zones because they're not really relevant at the moment. They're far off. So what I'd probably just be doing now is seeing we've got some conflicting stories across the different time frames. I'd just play this range. So I'd look for price to pull back to the support on the M30 time frame, which is just above the current daily candle's low. So it's the most recent swing point. And if we do respect that level, then I'd be looking for my buy options. Price pop back down, grab that liquidity. That point there, if we do respect it, I think there's a good chance the weekly candle will end up closing a bullish candle. Whether it be strong or weak, it depends, remains to be seen. Obviously, news might have a bit of an impact. But otherwise, at the moment, I'd just be trading this range, guys. And that is basically it. Very simple. Yeah. I almost fell asleep driving before, guys. That's how buggered I am. That's how buggered I am. And in all honesty, I turned the PC on and I was just about to cancel the stream. And I realized there was like 10 people or something waiting. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I'll let you guys down. So I'm here, guys. Don't know for how long, but I am here. So who we got? Not on TikTok today. I couldn't be bothered with that. One stream is enough for today. Franco, good morning to you, brother. Trizza, good morning. Chef Wilson, good to have you back as well. Good afternoon. Leo, good morning to you. Vishal, good morning, brother. Goats, good afternoon. Franco, Bank of Japan speaking. Yep. Top trader goal. Good day to you. Welcome back. Dot, good morning to you. Hope you're keeping well. Saxy, brother, good to see you on the stream. Conspirio, Japanese yen is wild today. It definitely is with all the news about, so as to be expected. So Bank of Japan kept the rates unchanged, so it's still it's very tough to know what to make of the Bank of Japan. Some points, I mean, some point in time I'll come out with the answers. Well, leaning towards God, I lost my train of thought, in all honesty. Excuse me, guys. Leaning towards currency intervention. That's what I was looking for. And there are times where they just back off, and it's very difficult to know what to make of the Bank of Japan at the moment. So any major news coming out of the Bank of Japan is just you need to really be careful trading it. So it is making obviously the yen tricky to trade at the moment. Look at that. Any of the yen pairs, EJ will likely be doing the same. Yep, so it's going to be a tricky trading GJ. The only option I feel at this rate is likely going to be buys above the high. We have pulled back down to grab liquidity at this previous support. Interestingly enough, we are popping back up. All right, buys above, stop loss is 90 to 90 at 95 pips. How's that sound, guys? Kidding, definitely not an option. Ben, brother, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. Roger, good day to you. Rodrigo, good morning. Michelle, thank you for doing stream, man. I appreciate your support. Barman, thank you. Carl F, good day to you. Thank you for the sacrifice. Oh, mate, honestly, driving just then in a car was at the lights twice. Literally, eyelids closed. Had to open a protein bar to start munching on a protein bar. The only way I could survive the drive. So Carl, if you come for the bonus, love it. It's a beacon, mate. That's why all you guys are here. It's like a signal. As soon as my stream starts, it's the bald head signal. It's just the signal goes around the globe. You guys know I'm on. That's just cracking stuff for Lofts, Chef Wilson. That's just something I roll with every day of the week. You guys know, you guys who've been here for quite some time know I'm usually more about 20-30 pips stop loss most cases. Yeah, I try to keep stop loss quite small. Franco can go through GU before London Open. Yeah, is London Open 5 minutes? Yeah, let's quickly go through GU. All right, so weekly. It's weak bullish. Out on probabilities, you don't really have any. You've got a lower low, higher high. But I mean, other than that, we are rejecting this resistance to the left. So at this rate, there's probably a higher chance that we will continue to the downside, remain below this resistance. It's a stubborn level. We keep rejecting, multiple attempts to push past it, but we keep rejecting. Looking at daily, it's still bullish in structure. Pretty strong bearish candle, previous candle rejecting again that resistance. What we can see, the current daily is lower high, lower low, which would suggest potential for price to come back down towards this support of 127.20 based off the daily time frame. Now onto the 4 hour. It is bullish in structure, is at a very choppy level of price action. Yet again, very difficult to mark in a zone, but I'll just use that for the time being. I'll adjust it on once I go down to the M30. Use that bullish candle wick to the upside for the resistance, and once again see what we've got in the M30 if I can adjust these zones a little bit. That one remains, that's fine. It is a bearish candle wick on the 30 minutes to the upside, so I'll use that as the resistance that I want to see price remain below to look for sells. And as for the support, yeah, it's quite relevant as well, guys. I think we can just maybe drag it across a little bit. We are breaking right now support, trying to. It's a 30-minute support. It is a 4 hour support actually. It is a 4 hour level. This choppy area traffic. So GU for me, bias is technically bullish. 30 minutes you can argue is flip bearish, but the bias aside from that is technically bullish. So what I'd be looking at in GU right now is we have wick down into this range below. I mean, you could get a catalyst right here. If this candle closes bullish engulfing, that could almost be enough to look for a buy from this zone we are respecting on the 4 hour. It's a little bit more risky though today, I feel, because again, it's against those daily candles. The fact that you've got low high, low low within the current daily, to me that would be off-putting, because that would suggest that we could just pull back, form a resistance within the daily candle on the pullback, create a lower high, and end up heading back towards the low. Also, the weekly is a bit conflicting too. I mean, it's forming bullish, so that would give you a reason, confidence to look for the buy option. Yeah, as a catalyst, I think it's a quality entry. Against the daily candles, yeah, not sure about it for a Friday, to be honest. I think I'd rather see a little bit of consolidation either at this point here or at the level down 127.20, like so. Start to form some structure, correlating it with a 4-hour closing back bullish, and potentially, or perhaps a high low high high on the 4-hour. So the next candle breaking that lower wick, forming support, breaking the high of the previous, that type of scenario. That's what I'll probably be looking at. Otherwise, sells pawn, pull back to resistance around 127.540. I like, though, the way, I like the fact that it's rejected this zone. It is clean traffic, so the fact that we're actually popping back above it, coming to the time volume. So my catalyst would be bullish engulfing. Simple. This close bullish engulfing on the 15. Gonna close them 30 back bullish along with the downside. I think it's good enough for a cheeky Friday buy. But once again, being a Friday, guys, I never go all out on a Friday. Been a cracking week, 6-0 this week, so you have to be really careful on a Friday, I feel. And look at this manipulation right now on the end. So gotta be looking for some support to form. Close resistance. And as soon as price begins to pull away from that support, that is what I deem to be a solid entry, and that's what I'd be looking at. Now, guys, I was, yeah, a crazy night. So we got London Open. All right, this is a 4-hour resistance. It's not. It's a blue resistance, which is a minor time frame resistance at 30 minutes. This is a 4-hour resistance. What I'd be doing now is, if this pulled up higher, tapped into this range, I'd probably sell as price tapped into that wick to the left, in anticipation that we're going to reject that level. Likelihood of price coming back down to create a lower wick on the candle. I mean, you look at most of these candles, there's probably about 90% of them, 95% of them have wicks in either direction. So based off that, I pick a level within a relevant zone, but it has to be a high time frame zone, like a key level, where we could potentially tap into, grab liquidity before we reject, head back down. At that point there, you get to break even, start to secure some profits. Stop loss is back above the resistance. That would be something I would consider if this was a gray zone. That is one of my particular entry types. I have, how many have I got? Plenty. They keep adapting, they keep rolling on. When you sit in a chart at the same time each day, keep picking up on things. So yeah, but it's not a strong level, it's not a 4-hour level, so it's not something I'm all that keen on at the moment. GU Franco has been not easy at all for quite some time now, in my opinion. Bishar, where did you travel from? It's about literally 15 minutes from my home on a decent day, but with traffic it takes about 45 minutes or so. That's from the family's warehouse. Top trader PPI was huge yesterday. Gold move 14, result was negative. And my night was just nuts after the stream. So we're all friends here, so I don't mind sharing with you guys. My old man had a bit of an episode, so he fainted. He's all top heavy. He's just, his legs have no strength whatsoever, and he's just heavy on top. It's gonna, not as big as what he used to be though, but I mean, he's not that big, but he's all top heavy. And anyway, trying to get him back on his, back to sit upright, and then had to call the ambulance because he could barely breathe or move and anything, and turned out he's got the dreaded COVID. So he was taken to hospital, but he's doing all right. From what Mum said, he's all right. He should be out in a few days, hopefully. So yeah, I just kept him in because he's got a few other health issues, so I thought it's best to do so. But I had to dog sit the whole night, and that dog was frantic. She panics like there's no tomorrow. She was whinging and whining the whole evening. But she's a gorgeous little girl, so I had to look after her. So no sleep whatsoever. Not one iota. So I'm absolutely buggered, to be honest. Top trader 23.14 and 23.16. 23.14 to 16. To be honest, mate, any rejection of that level. So right now, if this goes back bearish, I probably would not be all that keen, to be honest. I want it to really pop back up to that resistance and then begin to reject. Reason being is because it is a level of liquidity that we have on the push to the down, or the drop to the downside. It was the last level that we had formed a resistance at. So for me to trust the sells, I'd rather it tap into that level and reject that level before looking for a sell-off. Because if we do, in fact, is what we can see is we're creating high lows, high highs in the micro trend. So if we do now pull back without tapping into this level, maybe just be a small short-lived pullback to create a higher low, and we then approach tap into this level where we're either going to reject, likely going to grab some liquidity. It is a level of liquidity to the left hand side. We're likely going to either reject, or we're going to pop above and head back up towards that 23, 20, 24 sort of level. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see. NBA 2005 UK. Just wondering how you would explain breakout and retest strategy. Keeps happening, and I'm missing it. Thinking it may be fake out. Need you to break out that just happened on gold. So break and retest. The way I determine a break and retest is sort of, first of all, the break has to come in the direction of the trend first of all. So let's just say this was in an uptrend and we just broke out that level there. So the definition of a break and retest is literally you break out, so you break a level, break a resistance, and then you pull back to retest it. Now some may might interpret it slightly different. They might interpret it as the next candle which retest, and I call that a zone to zone. I call that something different. To me, a break and retest is when price creates that initial impulse out of one resistance into a new range, then creates a 2 or more consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction, moving back into that previous resistance, wait for the confirmation of support forming. I prefer to do it on the 30-minute time frame. Some might use the 15-minute, and then you're looking to buy it based off that one candle closing back bullish. After it pops back to this level, forms that support, I'd like to see a pretty strong bullish candle. So look for your engulfing sort of candles, bullish engulfing, or strong candle with a high low, high high to the last bearish candle that approached this level, tapped into the level. So to me, that is a true break and retest. And a way to avoid being faked out of it is simply waiting for the confirmation of support forming back at the retest of the previous zone of resistance. So obviously that means I haven't got zoom up, guys, so can't annotate too well at the moment. So obviously that means waiting for a candle close back bullish, waiting for the following candle creates a low wick and break the high of that bullish candle. That for me is, again, there's no foolproof way, because you're just not going to win every trade, but to mitigate and limit the possibility of fake out, that is probably what I'd be looking at. Well, that is what I look at, not probably. That is exactly what I look at. Hopefully that makes sense. And good question, my friend. So this is what I'd be looking for now, the pullback. That could be another potential option, either above that resistance or back at 2,304. On AC markets, Cardi. Good AC, by the way. Oh, I can quickly look at my. Hold on. Why does this look so different? Am I on the right pair here? Let's see this. Let's have a look. IC markets. IC markets. Yeah, it's really strange. No idea. What's a wonder look like? Is that wonder or was on? That's forex.com. Yeah, that is. Wow, that's really strange. Well, that throws a bit of a spanner into the works, doesn't it? Because I would always suggest going off what every broker chart is showing you. The reason why I don't use IC markets for the stream is because I often find it's got lots of gaps in it. So I don't like charting on a chart, on a pair, indice, currency, whatever it is, that has lots of gaps. So that's what I found with IC markets. It does have plenty of gaps when for a session open, close, for our counter close, open, that type of thing. Daily close and open. So that's why I don't use it. IC markets manipulation, who knows, possibly. Actually, you're totally right. Price is the exact same, but IC markets is forming bullish. Oh, no wonder. This candle's pulling back. It's really strange. Never seen this before. Yeah, that's really hard, man. That's because I mean, let's just say this candle taps into that level of liquidity, which is what I wanted to do before selling, and then we close bearish engulfing. I've got a bullish candle printing on IC markets, so I would not have any idea where to line up to sell. That's really, really, really strange, isn't it? Never seen that before. Okay, GJ. Bouncing. How about G? What happened? What happened, guys? Yeah, not a strong enough close. Nah, would not be in GU. Would not be interested right now. Next option on G is consolidation. Consolidation like so. Strong closure above. And bang, there is your entry, guys. Potentially. Not financial advice. But that's what I want to see now to trust it. Bullish engulfing M30. Maybe that's also a plan. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd like to hear some opinions from the masses in the gallery. 49 if you, I'm sure someone's got an opinion of it. What were your RFC? Bit of consolidation, price begin to pop above, close above the consolidation. What do you think is the stronger confirmation right now in GU? A for consolidation, B for engulfing, or E for engulfing? What do you guys reckon? I reckon a 30-minute engulfing would be good enough, in all honesty. One sec, guys, one sec. All right. Trizza, who taught me to trade? Well, quite a lot of it's self-taught. I mean, obviously TCG, the old group, learned a lot from Matt, but he doesn't. I don't think he's coaching anymore, to be honest. But just being a part of a master group itself, I've been part of two. One was predominantly crypto. That was my first ever venture into trading. That's how I came across Forex, but that was more to do with swing trading. Anything else? We did occasionally scalp, but didn't really know much about scalping at that point. Went onto YouTube, as a lot of you do, and I mean, we all do it. Decided that swing trading wasn't for me, because I have to sit there and, you know, I'd wake up overnight, check my position and be in profit, and then wake up and I'd be back in drawdown or back near my entry, and I was playing with my emotions, and it wasn't good. I had to stop doing it, and then I realized you can make the same money, but in a few minutes sometimes even less than that, and to me it was a no-brainer. So that's when I started to do what, again, most of you do: go on the internet, do some research, have a look on YouTube. Found obviously, is what a lot of you do at the very beginning. I think the first original streamer was Roger Banks. So yeah, picked up a thing or two from as far as price action. Well, look at this now. So there's some pound weakness. Is there strength in the majors right now? So gold might be dropped. Let's have a look at the majors quickly. Yep. So maybe something to do with the US dollar. The Dixie. Let's quickly look at the Dixie. Yep, Dixie is moving to the upside, so hence strength in US dollar. Yeah, so back to the story. So I come across Roger Banks. Who else? Obviously Todd Capital Group. That's who I was. I joined that group. I was after about a year and a half calling signals for that group as well. Ended up becoming a mentor for the group as well, and was host of the stream, as quite a lot of you are aware of. And I thought I'd like to do things my way, so my trading's adapted a lot. I learned a lot from Matt and from the team, but I think all the guys here from that group will know I've changed a lot of things to suit my own trading, my personality, what, you know, resonates with me, what makes me comfortable, and by adding the use of bibs and things like that to gauge strength of candles and certain catalyst candles and formations and plenty of other different things. So yes, a lot of it's self-taught. And it just comes from timing and charts, my friend. Mainly, that's all it is. Timing and charts. Started watching Domvo from when he pretty much started, to be honest, very early doors. Yeah, they were the first few, and that was pretty much the first London stream. Man, I remember those days. Those days are just buy stop, sell stop. London open, right? Buy stop above resistance, sell stop below support, and it worked. Honestly, for about first part 3 to 6 months, it was as simple as that. But then the market's changed, and we need to adapt. At that point, I was a little bit shocked because I wasn't ready to adapt. To be honest, it took a while. Went a step back at that point for a bit, but it didn't take me that long, in all honesty, to get back on my feet and found a plan that resonates with me. So for me, I'm very rule based. My approach is extremely rule based, so that's what works for me. And my rules are probably different to a lot of others. They're quite really strict with them as well. And you guys can see a lot of the time be a matter of 1 or 2 pips. For instance, if I said I want a bearish engulfing here and it closed just above that bullish candle, that could be enough to put me off the entry. Cardi 23, 3. Yeah, God knows what's going on with gold on IC markets. Frankly, looking for the sells on the pullback. Yeah, on the pullback. I agree. In line with the daily candle too. So, was there an engulfing 15? Oof. No upper wick, no lower wick, no upper wick. So usually when that happens, I mean, sort of leftover volume that you didn't have at the end of that candle, usually create a lower wick and then pull back, create the upper wick, and then I'll look to sell it to break its own low again. But in this case, just continuing down. Obviously, there is Dixie strength, so something, maybe a bit of a news catalyst at the moment, not sure. Top trader goal, consolidation, DXY is not moving. Don't know, was a second ago, may not be. Oh, it's looking like it's moving to me, my friend. This is a pretty nice trend. This is pretty nice impulsive leg to the upside. I would consider that a trending chart right now. I mean, right there was consolidating, but now it's starting to trend again. And obviously what we can see is all the majors are dropping. Got GU dropping, got EU dropping, AU also dropping. And gold, not really at the moment. Miss Chu, g'day from Italy. Welcome from very cold, wet, windy, miserable Melbourne. Not really much of a glowing endorsement, I suppose. Well, I don't know, for lack of a better word, of a city, or put it this way, they wouldn't use me on a tourist ad, would they? Definitely not. But it's true, it is it's freezing here. Weather is shit house at the moment. It's really cold. Leo. Sorry, I was thinking a dog's trying it. Back then, also JJ was moving like crazy when you start. Oh, I know, man. You were in that group. You were there, so. If it wasn't JJ, it was GCAB. Pound Cab. That was our whipping boy at that time. Then we moved on to Euro Aussie dollar. But then the breakouts didn't really didn't work for a while. We had to adjust. That's what happens. Markets change. There's things going on around the world, geopolitical events which change market conditions. There's things like inflation and pandemics, all that stuff. Leo, now in order to get 10 pips on GCAD takes about 4 to 8 hours. I remember back in the day, man, it was literally 1 minute. Every trade was, alright, buy, stop at the open. Price is approaching with volume, bang, up she goes. Like a rocket. Top trade gold, not a chance. There's likely I'll be tucked away in bed by about 8 o'clock my time, which is in 3 hours from 2.5 hours almost from now. So I'm gonna, after the stream, make dinner, have a hot shower, call the doll, call the missus, and chill. Hit the sack early. This time I won't have the dog. Gotta be careful. So I won't have the dog in bed. She's a very needy girl. She's a beautiful girl, little poodle. Smartest, honestly, the smartest dog you'll ever meet. She's like a person. So she sounded the alarm last night when the old man fell in the toilet. So he couldn't get himself up, and the dog was scratching on the door. She obviously knew something wasn't good. Panicked. She came running to get my mum, who screamed for me to come, and yeah. She was fretting or even shaking like anything. To be honest, I never trade MY on Friday at all. It's Friday. The thing is, it's Friday evening for me too. MY session's 10 p.m. at night. That's the last thing I want to do on a Friday night is be on a charts at 10 p.m. to be honest. Sam, that'd be great. Top trade goal. It's 9:30 a.m. South Africa, and he takes some oil. What's oil? So I prefer to buy it today. It's based off the back of the weekly. But let's see what else we got. Daily is just consolidating. Breaks the previous daily Xauusd low. The probabilities are we will continue to the downside. I mean, structurally it's bearish. 4 hour structure is technically bullish. So that adds to the option of buy it or reason to buy it based off the weekly. It's just consolidating though on the 4 hour. 30 minute is bullish. Yep, that's a high. It's a low. We remain above it. Yeah, it's just consolidating, no clear direction. What I prefer to see right now is I would love for price to pop back down to the Asian session lows. Grab some liquidity from that support, bounce off it, you know, approach this consolidation, the high of it, and close above it, and then I trust the buyers above that level, which rejected multiple times. So maybe we need that liquidity, need to sweep that liquidity from the downside before we continue to the upside. So if we do so, I'd be looking for the buyers. Otherwise, I'd be selling it from the high of the range. Sells from below, yeah, against the weekly, strong weekly. Would come down to that level there though. So what I want to see to sell is price bounce at the support around at 77.60, just above that level. Consolidate, grab liquidity from previous zone of support and close below it. Tap in, rejections likely coming back down to 77.35 roughly. One second, I think the dog wants to come in. He's fretting again. Fretting. The old lady's gone to visit your man, so she's fretting. She's she's unreal. She's a Kara dog, this one. Leo, in Stockholm we have the same temperature as Melbourne, but it's supposed to be summer here. What is it today? I think it was 13 degrees. It's one of those ones where if you check the weather app, it says like 13 but feels like 5. Honestly guys, when I went to our warehouse today, the family warehouse, I was wearing, I still am wearing pretty much the same thing. 2 pairs of trackies, 1 really thick pair, 3 socks. I don't know how many jumpers I got on, probably about 6 layers, and a puffer jacket as well I had on before. It's freezing, trust me. That wind is Arctic. Not used to it. I love being over in Thailand where it's a lot warmer. Subtrade gold, oil. Yep, not a problem, man. Not a problem. So consolidation, I don't trade out consolidation. That's something I know you're quite into in stream, so that's something you will definitely pick up on. Because the reason why I don't trade out of it, because I mean, why didn't any of these, you've had multiple attempts. I mean, all these counters here, why didn't they make a move? It's not ready. Maybe we haven't grabbed enough liquidity from the downside. So it'd be better if we do sweep the downside, pop above the consolidation, nice closure above. And then we could have the volume to head back up to those highs. So when essentially when price is consolidating, I don't anticipate the move out of consolidation. I want price to show me it's ready to move out of the consolidation. And then I pick up the pieces. Sometimes it's going to give me an option. Sometimes it's going to close just above a resistance. I look for closure above, tap in, continuation. Sometimes it's just going to do this and rocket ship up and there's nothing I can do. But if it does that, it's still okay because I know at that point I'm just looking for pullback and then I'm playing within cleaner traffic. Gertz, what's the weather up in Sydney like today? We cop it, really. Melbourne and Tassie is the worst weather in Oz. Yeah, Franco, I can't trade gold because I've got a bullish engulfing candle, believe it or not, in IC market. So let's look at it again. I have no idea what's going on here. So that's what my broker's showing. And that's just what's just closed on, I wonder. No idea. Honestly, I have no idea. Because on my broker, it's more of a buy at the moment, but very, very confusing. Very strange, very strange. So how's the week been, guys? Talk to me. How's the week been? Own it. Own it right now. If you've had a cracking week, let me know. If you had a bit of an issue this week, let me know. And why? Why do you think, what got the better of you? FOMO? Emotions? Not trusting your plan? What? How did it go? Carly, been a good week. Nice one. Never listened to golfing calendar yet. Franco, yep. For me, it's been a cracking week. It's been a really good week. Really, really solid week. Probably almost maybe the best week of the year off the back of my worst week. So once again, I mentioned in the recap video from last Sunday, I had a small loss last week, 0.35, 0.36 or something, but I just round out 0.35. Did that mean I need to go change anything? Did I do anything that I shouldn't have done last week as far as breaking rules or anything like that? No, I followed my plan. But what I did do after a few of those losses was go back and look, maybe how could I avoid those losses? And it was a pretty common occurrence in all of them. And I think it was the 2 losses for a week, two or three, I can't remember, it was 2 or 3. Both of them had no lower wick or upper wick in the direction I wanted to trade in on the catalyst candle. Both of them. Both were limit orders within a range. I picked out 2 things straight up when I was looked back at it, and I've created some new rules from it, and it saved me this week. Saved me once or twice looking for certain entries, and not. I learned anything from last week, you probably heard me say it a few times this week, it's a no entry. Can wait for instance, to tap in and pull away from a zone like so. Push above, tap in, and as it breaks, the catalyst counter's high. That's when it's trading within a range. If it's moving out of a range and you're trending, Like so, prior to you've been trending, creating some high lows, high highs. You close with volume to the upside. The limit order is valid. Last week, I was trying to take limit orders out of this with the first count. Did this, looking for the limit order in anticipation price to tap into that consolidation, pull away from it. Didn't work because essentially what happened was we pulled out of that consolidation, grabbed more liquidity from the upside, and ended up coming back down. So simple, create a new rule. Limit orders out, consolidation no longer valid. But this week has been much better. 6-0, well, 1 break even. 1 trade I wasn't too happy with, to be honest. That felt forced, but it made perfect sense. It sounds exactly like Melbourne, raining and lots of traffic. They keep building new roads and extending freeways and adding lanes and all that crap, but it's just more and more congested. Nothing ever works. Car left, and now I'm thinking that's good, man. If it's a good week, then don't. Last thing you want to do is give it back on a Friday, give any of it back. And I've been a good week, still learning. That's good. We always learn. I learned last week. Always learning. Even if you're a competent trader and you're comfortable in your analysis and trading your plan, you're always learning. Vishal, you had a good week. Good trading week too. How about yours? How was your weekend? Trading, fantastic. Wait for trading. Obviously, with the old man, not too well yesterday. Bit difficult. Trying to help out with all that. Managed to hit the gym a few times. That's about it, man. Same old. Got sore legs today from yesterday's gym session. Plans for the weekend, definitely just helping the family, man. That's all I've got to do this weekend. So the old lady taking care of the old man, gotta pick up slack and help out the family. But it's all good. I'm used to it. When I'm here, I help the family for the business and pull my weight. But gotta do what you gotta do, don't you? Mr. Phil, good day to you. Hope you all took today 1 hour before London opened to yourself for an up bit profit. That's all right, Franco. We know, you and I know, you can get some really tight stop losses. Small wins better than nothing, especially on a Friday. Good to lock in some profits an hour before the stream. So somewhere around here, yeah, probably had a fair few pips on the table. I'm not sure. I reckon you sold it here and you secured at this point. Hannah took a big L during FOMC, but it's part of the journey. Yeah, it's part of the news as well, to be honest. You gotta be careful trading it. Unless you're experienced and you've traded the news before and have a proven strategy and proven edge, which I honestly don't, because I don't. How often do we have high impact news during London session? I did do some back testing though, and I am trying to come out with a sort of an edge I can use off the micro time frame for those news events. But that's the London news events, the pound news events, because I'm not usually trading for the during the US news events. But who knows, we'll see. Steve, break even week for me, but that's because of high impact news and US dollar. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, well, as long as, to be honest, man, as long as you follow your plan, then irrespective of the result, you can't complain, because what that does is show discipline. It shows maturity in your trading, and that is a massive step forward. So then it might just be like some fine tuning, maybe way you manage your trades, perhaps. I'm not sure, I have no idea. Maybe just a slight adjustment with with that or certain entries. But that's often what I found with my journey. As soon as I actually started to trade the plan and follow my rules, it was just a matter of tweaking and fine-tuning some entries, strategies, fine-tuning some catalysts and that type of thing. And after that, the confidence grew, trusting myself grew, the results were much better than what they were before. So I probably went from like about a 50-50 win rate to about 65, around 60-65. And as I continue to develop, it's just gotten better and better. So I mean, last year on stream the win rate was over around, again, if you include the break evens, it was like 70. If you don't include break evens, it was like 80%. I just, same shit, I just follow the plan, follow my rules. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you too. Hope you're well, my friend. Been a while, but nonetheless, it's always a pleasure to have you on the stream. Seen better days personally, but we'll be alright. GJ is just, by the looks of it, it's going to be a write-off for the time being. Yeah, I agree. If you follow the plan, even if it's a small loss, because like I said, if it is, you just go back over the weekend or when you have a bit of time and have a look at some of those entries, and it's just a matter of fine-tuning it most of the time. All right, so now I wonder is moving a line for IC markets. Dream Day Studio, not just yet. There'd be no signal for me just yet. There's no confirmation of resistance at this previous level just yet. So yes, it's at a level of interest, but I don't just sell it because it's tapped into a resistance. Nor do I just buy it because it tapped into a support. I need to wait for the confirmation, my entry signal. Oh man, it is a real struggle at the moment. Slurring my words as well. And I always say to anyone that I coach, if you're not feeling it, if you've had a bad day, bad night, whatever, you're tired, you're not all there and you feel like you can't focus, just remember, guys, human brain been proven to only be able to focus on one particular exercise of the day for about 30 minutes at its optimal level. So if you're feeling tired and you feel like you can't focus, then don't stress it, don't do anything stupid, realize it, call it a day, or take a break, come back a little bit later, and then see how you feel. And if you're up for it, you can again reassess, see where the markets are at, and potentially trade. NBA, would you consider buys on gold if it closes above 23.14.5 traffic to left around 23.19 ish? Personally, no, because this is resistance. This wick is the highest point, and so anywhere within it, price could, in my opinion, reject. If we are to look at it to the left, it lines up with previous support or this consolidation as well, so it is a pretty high level of liquidity to the left hand side. So when I start to feel more comfortable in any buy option is when price starts to pop above that level, and to me, then we're into cleaner traffic. Otherwise, I prefer just to buy it from a pullback. Because I see this wick as a rejection zone and price could reject at any point within it. Could pull up, grab liquidity, which is what it's currently doing. Reject. We could come down hard in line with the actual M30 structure, which is right now bearish. All good, man. NBA 2005 UK. Is that to do with the National Basketball Association? I mean, is that why you call yourself NBA? You're a basketball fan, or? Because I love the NBA. It's my favorite league of any. It's my favorite sport, to be honest. Not that I can play it, but it's my favorite league of any sporting league around the world. How about those Celtics? Hey, 3-0 on the way to another title. Not a fan, to be honest. I don't like the Celtics. Never have. There's a glue to that team, which was a glue to another team a few years back. Not that if you probably have any idea what I'm talking about. Let's face it. I know you're all football fans, what I call soccer. I could probably name like 2 world footballers. The obvious ones, Ronaldo and Messi. I don't think I could name one more, to be honest. Never been a fan of it. Motorsport, combat sports. I used to love combat sports, man. Used to. Done a little bit in the past, but yeah, not for a long time. Never been a fan of motorsport though, to be honest. Never been a fan. Some of you might like cricket. I used to love cricket. I was actually a really good cricketer back in a junior level. Represented my local county, which is above your local weekend as cricket, above your local league. Didn't go very far though. I let my mates fight, so when they piss me off, nice to get a punch in the face. It's quality. That's quality, mate. I wish I could say the same about my brothers. Well, brothers. One does have his black belt in karate and went to demonstrate a move on me one time, and he actually connected in the sweet spot. Didn't work though, because I do have a son, so whatever he did. But let me tell you, I could not breathe for about 10 minutes. I was in agony on the floor. It's been a YouTube name since 2005 school days. Played ball country throughout my teens. Oh, really? Nice one. Lakers, Kobe, and Shaq days. Yeah, that were the best days. Kobe is a legend, man. He was so clutch, that guy. Honestly, I think he was underrated. When people talk about LeBron and Jordan as the GOATs, I honestly think Kobe is just as good. Just as good as LeBron. I'm not sure about Jordan. Because man, that's when I first started watching ball, and Jordan was back in that day. Wow. No one better. As clutch as they come. The guy had bloody pretty much COVID before it existed. In game 7, I think it was, wasn't it? Against Utah. And single-handedly got his Bulls over the line. He was just unreal, that guy. But yeah, Kobe is similar. I think LeBron's needed some stars around him more than the others. I mean, Kobe, you could argue, had Shaq, but all pumping. Maybe had Derek Fisher. He was hey, honestly, he's a good player, actually. Derek Fisher. Alright, so usually what is forming right now would be a catalyst to look for what I call the interruption play. So what is happening within the market right now? We're trending, first of all, trending to the upside. Now if we are to hone in, what we can see is out of this impulse to the upside, we have this one cheeky little bugger right there. It's closed back bearish. For whatever reason, it's said to its mates on the way up. Gonna close back in the opposite direction. Triggering some sellers to the party. Make them feel good for a bit. But then the buyers come back into the party and completely wipe out our little friend here. And we start to move again in line with the trend. Now, what I would usually look for is this candle's closed significantly above the high of that bearish candle. So I can now remove all these drawings. That's the bearish candle high. When I pip wise, I would say about 8 pips above on gold minimum. Then using the momentum, using the volume, anticipation, the new candle will pull back, tap into the high of that pause, bounce off it, begin to trend again. The issue of this, in this case, and this is Mr. Tommy Jordan, Ryan Q, man, you're at a resistance. You're bearish in structure. It's valid. Am I feeling it? In all honesty, I'm not, to be honest, guys. But that would be the best of anything right now. Yeah, Carl left. That's a signal to just cut it. Completely agree. All good, brother. All good. And to be honest, guys, I'm absolutely stuffed. I really am. I'm so tired. I'm not going to take a trade. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm really not. I have no intention of taking a trade right now. I've had a really good week. 6-0. So I'm going to call it 2. I'm going to call it 2 because I'm not going to last much longer. I've not slept since Wednesday. No, that's not a word of a lie. So yeah, But so I'm gonna go have some dinner, grab a shower, and hop into bed. That's what I'm gonna do, and have an early night. But yeah, so that's potential entry on gold, but I wouldn't be taking it because of that resistance. It could reject. So if I was to sell it, it's gonna be tricky because you're not really gonna have any margin. What to do for a sell right now on gold? I think it looks like kind of 30, but I mean, if you were to remove that, 15 doesn't look fantastic. You've got these wicks to the downside, so really wants to pop up, maybe start to form a bit of support in a 15-minute within this blue zone. Nice strong closure blow as your catalyst. Hopefully in a 30-minute closing blow for minus support in 15, and that could be the sell option. Aside from that, I'd just be looking for pullbacks to buy it. And closures above 23.17.155. That could also suffice for a potential buy to take price back up towards 23.24. GJ just needs to wait for price to come back down to support, in my opinion. That's all I'd be waiting for. Once again, what things to consider on GJ, the weekly is forming a really strong bullish candle. I'd rather not sell it without any catalyst, even on the daily time frame, because the current daily is a higher high, high low to the previous. So I'd just rather trade live the current daily candle, the current weekly candle on GJ today, and the structure and overall bias, which is bullish. So I'd be waiting for pullbacks to support to buy at this rate, or buys above the high upon continuation. That's simply what I'd be doing if I was looking to trade GJ into MY. So that's GJ. Gold, like I said, would be options surely. But yeah, I'm done, guys. I feel like I'm hungover. Conspiro, thank you. Tommy, you too. Steve, I'm off too. Nice one, brother. Cheers. Dot, I will. Thank you. You too. You have a great weekend. Branko, appreciate you. Chef Wilson, thank you. Great to have so many new guys. I appreciate you joining this week. So I'll be back to normal streaming Monday, 6:30 a.m. UK time. Do look forward to it. In the meantime, I should be able to, as long as I get some sleep, do a trade recap video this week. Even if it's not a trade recap, I'll do some sort of educational video, so keep an eye out for that over the weekend. Probably drop on Sunday morning UK time, evening Oz time. And that's about it. If anything else, all the details are down in the description down below for social media. How you can contact me on social media and follow me on IG and all that. Should have some shorts dropping actually, hopefully over the weekend. Potentially some more YouTube shorts and IG reels, so maybe keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, guys, please have a good weekend. Don't do anything stupid today. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you back on stream Monday. Cheers, my friends. Bye for now.